Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for September 5th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, I've got 1, 2, 5 here. The ones actually placed in this box, but we had 4 ones looking in, so there's not a whole lot to follow up directly anyway. We have let's see, vertically, I don't think the 1 does anything. No, okay. The 2s vertically, we have a 2 in one of these 3. I don't think the 2 has anything horizontally. The 5 horizontally, we have 5 in one of these 2 cells. And then vertically, nothing. All right. I think that's all we get out of, yeah. Something I'm noticing, which we want to keep an eye on, we can't do anything with it yet, is this 1, 5 can't be here, and then this cell can't be 1, 5 because of the row. And then we have this 2, 3 here. So there are only 3 cells in this column that can have the 1 and 5. And in fact, the 1 is in these 2. Unfortunately, if it's not, it's 2 values for 3 cells, so they can kind of hop around. If it was 2 values for 2 cells, we would be able to find a hidden pair there. But if one of these cells did get filled, then we would have that hidden 1, 5 pair. All right. Or if there was some other, like if there was a 5 placed right here, for example. It's not gonna, but all right, cool. Let's move on to the next box here. We have 1, 3, and 4. So we already took care of the 1, the 3. We do have a bunch of 3s looking in this box. So let's just mark that now. Horizontally, I don't see anything with 3. And then the 4. 4 ends up in one of these 2 cells. If we had another digit over here that wasn't in the box, we'd have a hidden pair, but we don't. But we can look at 1, 6, 5, 7, or I guess the 5, 6, 7. We can look at that against these 4. It's highly unlikely that there's a cell here that can't be all of 5, 6, 7, but we get kind of close. This cell can't be 5, 6. Unfortunately, it can be 7, so we can't find a hidden triple there yet. All right, vertically, 1, 5, 6, 7. So it's the 5s and the 6s. Let's do the 5s first. It places the 5 here. Can I do more with 5? Not that I'm seeing. All right, and then the 6s. 6 in one of these 2. I don't think there's more to do with that either. All right, I think we just got to move on. Actually, before we move on, this row is down to 4 digits. We need a 4, 6, 8, 9. We know this isn't 8 or 6, so this is 4, 9 only. This isn't 8 either. This is 4, it's not 4 or 8, so it's 6, 9, nice. That does mean the 8's in one of these 2 cells. So what we have here is claiming 8's. So this row needs an 8, it's gonna end up here or here. Wherever it ends up, it eliminates the 8 from all of these cells in the rest of the box. So these can't be 8 anymore, which is what these corner marks are trying to remind us of. I don't think that's enough to push any of these over the edge into like pencilable territory, at least not. I don't really want to look at that yet. In general, this row needed 4, 6, 8, 9. Unfortunately, these can be any of those. Okay, that's it for the top band. Let's take a look at this 3 here. We took care of the 3 already. Nothing else with 3. The 1, 7. So something I'm looking for aside from buddies. So we do have these 7s. 7 in one of these 2. Aside from buddies, I want to look for anything in this column that looks into this box. So that's going to be the 1 and the 8. Unfortunately, the 1's already placed, so it's just the 8. The 8 looks in. Now we're looking over here in these 2 rows for a buddy, for the same digit, the 8 in this case. So we have this 8 and this 8. And once I find that, I know for sure what I found is what I call a crossing, but it's just I call the scanning technique a crossing. It's not a solving technique. I think there's a difference between like a solving technique that makes eliminations or reveals, and scanning techniques which just reveal information you already technically have on the grid. But anyway, what we have determined is that 8 is in one of these 2 cells in this box. And that's you're either gonna place the digit, which is really nice. In this case, we didn't, or it's going to be pointing in two cells. And so these point to the left because 8's in one of these 2, so it can't be in the rest of the row. These 2 point over, and so the 8 ends up here. So what we learned is that these 3 cells are not 8, which is also new information. So we know these aren't 8, and we know these aren't 8. So we're learning more and more about 8s. All right. 3 and 8 are both down here. Unfortunately, the 9 can hide right there, so it doesn't necessarily have to join them. Right, and then over here, this is a filled box column. So we'd want to look at these columns for any digits that aren't already placed, but we already took care of the 6. We also have 3, 5, 8, 9. We took care of the 5 already. Nothing else really matches up. This column is down to 4 digits. I should have noticed that earlier. We need a 1, 2, 4, 8. So this can't be 1 or 4, so it's 2, 8. Oh, in fact, neither of these can be 1, so these are 2, 4, 8. This can't be 1 either. So the 1 in this column is placed. That's quite nice. Only place 1 can go, so it must. And this is 2, 4, 8. These 1s look in. This 1 looks down, placing a 1 here. These 2 1s look into here. This 1 looks in, placing the 1 here. These 1s look in, placing the 1 here. 1s are done. Very nice. We filled this box row. So 1s are done. We have the 7 looking in, though. That puts a 7 in one of these two. And this is another scanning technique, right? We had a filled box row. When we found this, we knew immediately we'd get pointing. It points into this box along with this 7. This 7 looks in, placing this 7. These two 7s look up. This 7 looks in, putting a 7 in one of these two cells. We're doing very well on 7s. What's going on in this box? It's one of these two. So what we have here is we have 4 7s left to place. One's in this rectangle and the other's in, or sorry, 2 are in this rectangle and 2 are in this rectangle. All right, this box is down to 4 digits, and we know they're limited because the 6s are here and the 7s are here. What's the other 2 digits? We need a 2, which looks like it can go anywhere. And we need a 4, which can go anywhere. All right, so this cell we're not going to mark because it's down to 2, 4, 6, 7. It's down to all of them. The rest of these are nice marks. All right, and I think we've taken care of this band. Let's move on to the last band here. So 1s are done, so we just need 2, 6, and 7. So I have a 6 and a 7. So these two 6s look in, putting a 6 in one of these two cells. And then the 7s we already got. Anything look through here or through here? The 3 looks through here, but we don't get any help. Okay, and we've got 1, 7, and 8 here. I don't think we have anything else to look at in terms of our normal scanning. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each row and each column. And what I'm looking for are if I've penciled, I haven't really penciled all that much, so probably not, but if I penciled any pairs or triples, and I'm also looking for what I call low-hanging fruit, which is when there's 4 or fewer open cells. So for example, this is low-hanging fruit, but we already took care of it. We know that, are these still just this all of 4, 6, 8, 9? I believe they are. Okay. I want to remind myself about this 1, 5. We actually found where the 1 goes. And so 5 is now in one of these two, but it isn't resolved. Okay. All right, let's keep going. This is down to 6. This is down to 4. I somehow missed that this whole time. That's why I do the scan. This is down to 2, 4. What did I miss? 2, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. This isn't 5, so this is 2, 4, 6. This isn't 4, so it's 2, 5, 6. It's surprisingly unlimited. 2, 4, 5, 6 in both of these. But we know that the 5 is in here. That might be interesting. The 5's claim. So these can't be 5. In fact, this couldn't be 5 already. So where's the 5 in this box? The 5 in this box is, oh, it's a crossing on this 7, 3, which I didn't look for. 5 is up here. So I found it via the claiming instead of the pointing. It's often two sides of the same coin, but not always. This cell's probably limited because it's not, I'm trying to read my corner marks here. It's not 5, 8. So what is it? It's not 5, 8 because the 5's point and claim. It's not 5. It's down 8 because of the column. So is that enough? It can be 2. It can't be 3. It could be 4. It cannot be 5. It could be 6. Can't be 7. Can't be 8. It could be 9. So it's still 2, 4, 6, 9. That's unfortunate. Okay. Unfortunate. Let's keep going. No more looking fruit. This is down to 5. And since I'm so low on low-hanging fruit, I think I'm going to look at it. We need a 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. This can't be 5, 7. We're looking for cells that can't be at least 2 of them. This can't be 5, 7. So this is 2. Sorry, it can't be 2, 5, 7. So it's 4, 9 only. And of course, whenever you pencil something, the point of penciling it yourself is to trigger yourself to actually look at what that might pair up with. Unfortunately, it doesn't pair up with anything right now. It was 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. Sorry, not 2. Sorry, did I get the wrong digits here? 3, 4. Okay, I might have remembered wrong or said it wrong. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So this is 3, 3. Sorry. This is 3, 4, 9. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. This is why 5 is so much harder for me to keep in my head than 4. I don't know why, but 5 is kind of at the edge of my limit of remembering. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. These aren't 7. So this is 3, 5, 9, because it can't be 4. And this is 4, 5, 9, because it can't be 3. These can't be 5. So we're down to 3, 4, 7, 9. But they can be any of them. Okay. This did not seem to help immediately. We'll see. All right, we're going to look at the columns now. Whenever it's 5 left, it's always much harder to find something good, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to look. Okay, so none of the columns looked interesting to me. So we are going to move on to the boxes, and there's a couple things we look for in boxes. One is that we have respected our corner marks. Like very often it'll be something like I've penciled a center mark to 5 here. It's not going to show up in red, but we do have the pointing and claiming, so I shouldn't have put the 5, things like that. So we got the 7 and the 8. The other thing I'm looking for are cells that aren't corner marked. So like these 2 cells, it could be worth penciling them. You can do a little math in your head first. So it's not 1, 2, 5, it's not 7, 8. So it's not 5 digits. And so 9 minus 5 is 4. That means there are 4 digits left. So if any of these see something that isn't corner marked in here or given, so like this sees the 4 and this sees the 6, that means that in fact, they both see 6. So they're definitely worth marking because they're down to 3 or fewer. So 1, 2, 3, they could be 3. This bottom one can be 4. They can't be 5. They can't be 6, 7. And then they're down to not 8, and then 9. And this is where the claiming 8s come in. And that's why we look at our corner marks. Because when we pencil it, we don't want to accidentally put an 8 in. It won't show up red, but these 8s are claiming. So 3, 9, and 3, 4, 9. So now we might ask ourselves the question, and I don't know if it's true or not, that's why we're asking, did we form a 3, 4, 9 triple in this column? Right? Because I got a 3, 9 here and a 3, 4, 9. Just need one more cell that's within the 3, 4, 9 subset to give ourselves a triple. And so what we want to do is we want to think about what digits, there's going to be 2 digits left that aren't the 3, 4, and 9. It looks like it's the 5 and 8. I can cheat by looking at these 2. So why did I know it was 2 left? Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 givens, and 3, 4, 9 is 3 more digits. 4 plus 3 is 7. So there are 2 digits remaining that aren't the givens and aren't 3, 4, 9. And I know it's going to end up being the 5, 8. So we actually know that this cell is from 3, 4, 9. It's not even 3. Because of the corner marked 5, 8 up here, we know it's not 5, 8. And those are the 2 digits we were trying to eliminate. So we can just double check. It doesn't hurt to double check. It's not 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. It's not 5. We have the 5 actually right there. It's not 6, 7. It's not 8 because we have the 8s corner marked here and here, telling us that we have pointing and claiming. And they can be 9. So it is down to 4, 9. And that does produce a 3, 4, 9 triple, meaning that the 5, 8 have to go in these 2 cells. This is a hidden 5, 8 pair if you want to think about it that way. But also if you want to think about it directly from the 3, 4, 9, we eliminated 3, 4, and 9 from these cells. And in addition to that, now we have learned that the 3 is up here because this can't be a 3. And within the 3, 4, 9 triple, one of them is a 3. And that ends up here. Also, you can just see for the column, it's the only 2 places for 3 because we eliminated it from these 2. And so that does claim. So 3 is not, I guess we learned that 3 is not, oh, we already knew that 3 was up there. Okay, never mind. There was a crossing that I didn't see. All right, well, either way, 3 is up here. I don't think that immediately helps us. Okay, and now these are down to 5, 8. We eliminated 3, 4, and 9 from them. So this 3 looks down, and this can't be 3 anymore. So we know 3 is in one of these 2 cells. I'm trying to see if 3, 4, or 9 does anything to these 2 cells. Not really seeing anything else. So yeah, I caught that triple, but it didn't seem to do much. But that all came from just these 2 weren't corner marked. Now they probably should have been corner marked with a 3, but I'm kind of glad they weren't. All right, let's move on. This box has these 2 not corner marked. It also has a 5 and a 7 corner mark. All right, so we're down to 2, 6, 8, 9. And they aren't 6. So these are down to 2, 8, 9. Does that tell us anything about 6s in the box? Not really. 2, 8, 9. Okay. Doesn't seem to do any... no, it doesn't seem to do anything. I was thinking maybe this formed a quad, but it doesn't. Not even close. Maybe I could look at these 2 cells here. Hold on. Did we get a... No, we didn't get any digits up here. Oh, I'm not going to use this because this is a little bit advanced. But I want to point this out because it's really... Oh, okay, so we're going to get this anyway. I'm going to get it in a different way, but let me show you how I actually saw it. Because knowing different ways to spot something can be really helpful. So my initial thought was, remember very towards the beginning of my solve, I mentioned that 4 was limited to these 2. If we found another digit up here that wasn't already placed, then we'd end up with a hidden pair here. Well, look at this cell that's marked 3, 9 only. If it ended up a 3, then the 3 would end up down here because it's not placed in the box yet. If it ended up a 9, then the 9 would end up down here. It's not placed in the box yet. And so we actually have a kind of a virtual hidden pair where one of these is 4 and one of these is whatever this ends up being, the 3 or the 9. Meaning that this is now down to 3, 4, 9 only. But you'll notice that there is nowhere to put a 3. So this has to be a 9. And that's what made me realize, wait, we have pointing 3s from this box. None of these can be 3. We still need a 3 in the box. 3 is in one of these 2. This 3 looks up. This 3 looks in, right? It's crossing on this 1, 6. And that points over here, making this a 9. And that makes this 4 and 3. Before we cascade too much, I just want to point out that now that this is a 9, we know that this is a hidden 4, 9 pair. And in fact, we know where 9 goes. It goes here, and then this is the 4. So, could have spotted that just by seeing the 3s here. But I didn't, because I'm human. But I found another way to spot that. And so like when you have multiple ways of searching for things and deducing things, you can end up finding the things that you're missing. Right, that's not 4, that's not 4, that's not 6, that's not 4. Let's see, this is a pair now. We need a 4 and an 8. Okay, that means this is a pair. We need a 6 and a 7. Oh, and this isn't 6. So that's 7, that's 6. That makes this 7, that 5. All right. That's not a 5. This is 2, 3, 8, not an 8. This is 2, 8, 2, 9. It's not an 8. All right, so this top band is pretty much taken care of. What else can I do here? Did these get limited? What are we down to? 2, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. This isn't 6. This is 2, 4, 5. This is 2, 4. Sorry, this is 2, 2, 4, 6. My hand was in a weird spot. So we know the 4 is in one of these 2. It's also claiming. Is this still down to 2, 4, 6, 7? No, it's not a 4. So this is 2, 6, 7. We know the 4 is up here. All right, where's my in? I just got so many digits. There should be just a way to keep going. I just need to scan again. Let's see. I got this 6. I feel like that. These 6s look in. 6 is one of these 2. What's this cell now? So look at all these corner marks. It can't be 2. No, it could be 2. Can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can be 9 as far as I can tell. So it's down to 2, 9. That's a 2, 9 pair in the column. That's what I was talking about. When you mark a cell, scan for a buddy, all right? Scan for pair or triple, and then you won't miss them. So that's not a 2. And in fact, we're down to 3, 4, 5 down this column, and this can't be 4, 5. So that's our 3. So that is not a 3 anymore. Let's see, what can I do with this 3? 2 3s do look down, so 3's in one of these 2. What am I missing about all this? This was down to 2, 9. We got the 2, 9 pair. We have a 4, 5 pair here. 2 in this box is in one of these 2, because this can't be 2 anymore from the 2, 9 pair. That's going to point over, giving us 8, 2, 3, 8. Follow up on the 8. It's now in one of these 3. This is hanging on a bit. I got to be careful. All right, this column is down to 2, 4, 6, 7. This can't be the 6, so this is 2, 4, 7. Oh, it can't be 2 either. This can't be 6, 7, so it's only 2, 4. 4, 7, 2, 4. Yeah. I was going box by box. Maybe this cell. It's not 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. Can't be 5, 6, 7. Looks like it can't be 8. The 8s are here. Yeah, oh, sorry, the 8's right there. Yeah, sorry. I was like, why? Okay, and that's a 9. Sorry, 4, 9 is left. 3, 4, 9. This column is down to 4, 5, 8, 9. Wow, is this... This can't be 4, so this is 5, 8, 9. I think this can be any of them. 4, 5, 8, 9. Interesting. The rest of this column is 2, 3, 4, 9. So this is 2, 4, 9, 2, 3, 9. We have this 4 and this 3. I think this can be any of 2, 3, 4, 9. This is also 2, 3, 4, 9. Huh. What am I missing here? There must still be something to find. It's not collapsing. What is it? I'm trying to figure out where to look. We know it's not these cells. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. This isn't 5, but it's 3, 4, 7, 9, I believe. What is it? When the board gets very full like this, it can be hard to scan. So sometimes it's better to go back to basics and just like go row by row, go column by column, and just be intentional about what you're looking at instead of just like wandering around. Maybe I should look at this row. It is down to 5 digits. We need a 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. That sounds right. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, this isn't 6, 7, so this is 2, 8, 9. That's not 7, that's not 7. Yeah, we know the 7's over there. So these are 2, 6, 8, 9, because they're not 7. They're all of them. Oh, this one's not 8. So this is 2, 6, 9. Give me something to work on. Work off of here. 4, 8, 4, 9. Trying to just wrap up this puzzle, but wow, I didn't even realize we're 23 minutes in already. 2, 3. I did explain quite a few things, which does make things take longer, but still, like I'm okay. I'm gonna look at the columns. 5, 8, 4, 9, 4. This is 4, 5, 8, 9. Yeah. What did I say this one was? I think it involved a 2. Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, so 2. Okay. That's something. 2 in this row goes in one of these 2. I guess I knew about the pointing 2s here. I don't know if I counted for it though. So yeah, this can't be 2. So this is from 3, 4, 9. For what it's worth. Doesn't really do anything, but it's a marking. So this isn't, yeah, we didn't think this was going to be 2 anyway. 3, 4, 7, 9. All right, columns. 2, 6, 9, 4, 8. 4, 5, 2, 9, 2, 8, 9, 2, 4, 9. Not seeing anything. 2, 4, 6, 7. All right. I'm gonna look at my corner marks again. I have a lot of pointing and claiming in this puzzle, so it's possible that I didn't respect it. 5 and 8 up here, 2 over here, 4 and 5 in here. So yeah, we already know this isn't 4, 5. 6, the 8, okay. sevens, sixes, and fours. Okay, as far as I can tell. Eights, threes. Yeah, this wasn't 8. That's not 8. Okay. 2 and 3. And 2 and 7. Okay, nothing like that. What else can I look for here? I may just have to make sure, I may just have to pencil the rest of these cells. When I'm super stuck, I go full candidate because sometimes it will reveal something. All right, so this cell, and often it's not even what I penciled. It's just like the act of doing it can make me spot something. It's weird how that happens. Anyway, here we need a 2. Can't be 3, 4. Could be 5. No, can't be 5. Could be 6. Can't be 7. Could be 8, 9. So this is 2, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to look very carefully to see if that does anything. So what isn't it? It's not the 8. It's not the 5. Sorry, it can be the 8. Oh, right, it's just not the 5. Okay, that's fine. This cell here, not 1, could be 2, not 3, 4, 5, could be 6, can't be 7, could be 8, could be 9. So 2, 6, 8, 9. Nothing really. All right, these two cells, let's do them at once. Not 1, 2, this could be 3, could be 4, 5, not this one. Not 6, 7, could be 8, could be 9. 9's kind of an issue in this puzzle. 4, 5, 8, 9. That's just the column. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier that I saw that these would form a 4, 5, 8, 9, but we don't have a fourth one. And then 3, 4, 8, 9. I'm just trying to be very careful to look. 3, 4, 8, 9. The 5. Okay, this is what it is. And again, like I said, it's not even. It's kind of what I penciled, but I could have noticed this. This 5 looks down. This 5 looks in. It's a crossing on this one too. Very hard to find stuff like this when we're in a full grid. But the 5 is in one of these two. That point's right, and I think that's going to finish our puzzle because this can't be 5 anymore. So this is 4. This is 5. We get the 2. We get the 9, 8, 6, 4. We get the 6. This is 2, 9, and 8. This is 9, 2, 3, and 5. This is a 2, giving us the 7, 2, 4, 6. That's 7. That's 9 and 4. We get the 3, 4. All right, that's 9. That's 8 and 4. That's 5, 8, and 2. We get the 5, 9, and 8. Last digit's a 3. Wow, 28 minutes. Okay. Well, hopefully this was at least useful for, I mean, getting stuck is just part of playing Sudoku. So useful for like what to do when you're stuck. Because I was very stuck. These pointing 5s were essential to finishing the puzzle. I don't know if there's even another way to do it. I also really liked this thing that I found up here with the 3, 9 looking into here. I hope that's also helpful for you. Cool. Well, let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.